I'm as ready as.
All right. Thank you and welcome. Thank you. Today I start with a thank you because I am so excited. And Ken and I are so honored because today's guest is Irene Vaksberg on our Beyond, no, not Beyond, but Above the Physical podcast. And we have been waiting. We have been very patiently waiting and also joking sometimes. So, for those who don't know us, I'm going to introduce Irene soon, but we know each other. We have known each other for a while. And this is going to be so fun. This episode is going to be epic, I think. But before we leave Irene tell us everything, let me introduce her because she deserves to be introduced. Okay. So, first of all, of course, we know each other. Irene knows me and Ken, and Irene lives in Los Angeles. I'm in Italy, and Ken is in Dallas, Texas. So, I'm not going to tell everything and the reasons why I know Irene, but I want you to know that Irene is a wellness advocate and motivational speaker whose life changed after a car accident. And you can go and check because we have done other videos with her, and she's going to tell a little bit of it when she starts speaking. But because of that car accident, she was tested in her strength and independence. And for years, she refused to let one difficult chapter define the rest of her life. So through persistent and small steps forward, Irene rebuilt her confidence and moved from feeling like a prisoner in her own body and home to rediscovering joy and possibility. And that journey became the foundation of the message that she shares today with people all over the world facing unexpected setbacks in their lives through speaking, conversations like this one that we are having today, through social media. You can find her everywhere, and she is fantastic. Irene encourages people who feel discouraged, isolated, and uncertain about what comes next. She helps them recognize possibility and take the next step forward. So, this is just the beginning, guys. Irene, it's up to you. You can tell us where you started and what brought you to be who you are today. But also, we are going to include today everything that you have never really shared above the physical. Yes?
Oh my, I have like teary eye here. My goodness, Jesus Christ. Thank you. Oh my God. I don't know what else to say. I was like, hey, I should talk about me.
I'm going to send you a lot of
oh,
hearts.
oh, thank you so much. Like literally, I already cried this morning and you're making me cry again. But anyway, I'm so honored to be here. Sorry it took too long to get here, but it's the right time, right? I believe
Always.
everything happens for a reason and the timing is everything. And maybe the message that I have to deliver and this conversation is supposed to be today. So, like Sabrina said, my name is Irene Vaksberg. I was born in former Soviet Union, Belarus. I came to United States when I was 12 years old. I started the smallest state in the Union, Providence, Rhode Island. It is one of the most smallest state in the Union. And then I ended up being in Los Angeles, California, one of the fifth biggest economy in states in the Union. So extreme to extreme, but that's kind of how my life is. It's always a journey and unexpected things constantly come in. And I have learned how to maneuver through those difficult moments. Being a child of immigrant is not easy, creating the American dream. And yesterday we kind of talked about it, how, they say money grows on the tree. This is what we were told before coming to America. It's a land of apple and honey, and it is. But money don't grow on trees. You have to plant the tree, you have to water it, and you have to be patient for the harvest to come.
Yeah.
So so we've learned a lot, right? And 2 daughters, 5 beautiful grandchildren, 2 ex-husbands, and not looking for a third one anytime soon. And I have a dog named Emma. I love my single life and traveling the world. And yes, and thank God, inspiring people.
Yes. And you're inspiring people because you had to go through a couple of hard moments in your life. Yes.
Yes, who hasn't, right?
Yeah, who hasn't? But before we get to that point, there is a lot of things that you can also tell us because you shared with me. I don't know with how many other people you shared, but privately, you shared one day that you have had as a child some capacities, yeah, some, I
Yes.
would say gifts, but you were not really calling them gifts that day. But today I would like you, if you are if you still agree with that, to
Yeah,
share more about that, and then we get to the accidents and what has
sure.
transformed your life. Yeah.
So what Sabrina is talking about is success, right?
Yeah.
So since I was a little girl, I had it. I didn't understand it. I had no one to speak to about it, but I like premonitions, more like it, like visual stories that came into my mind, like I saw it like a movie. And I mean, at a young age, it's very hard. And the message was, you're seeing this thing happening, it's going to happen, and you need to go tell that person. It started very small. It started with like people that I knew. And, at a young age, not understanding the consequences for it, I went and I said, listen, Miss Mary, I said, please check your tires. And she's like, what do you mean? She said, I don't know, but just make sure everything is okay before you go home driving. Like, just check your tires. And, she thought I was a little crazy. She didn't bother checking her tires. And on the way home, the tire blew up. And that made me very nervous. And then she wanted to know how I knew. I said, I have no clue. I've done nothing to. She like almost accused me of sabotaging her tires
All
because
right.
it's right. It's so weird. Like that's a big message to say, look, go check your tires out of the blue. This 15 years old or whatever, was 14 years old. Go do that. And then it escalated to other things. And vividly, I remember. And then it's like, before I tell you the other thing, and then slowly it became like I'm seeing bad things happening to people that I don't even know. They're not even in my orbit. It's like worldwide. I'm like, how can I help a person? I'm in here and there in Europe. Like something bad's going to happen. It made me so nervous. It made me so uncomfortable. I would just sit there for a minute and pray and send positive energy to that person. That when they're going to cross the street, that car is not going to hit them. And it's a if you haven't experienced, it sounds like I'm crazy, but if you have experience, you understand exactly what I'm saying. And again, I didn't understand anything that was happening to me. I just knew that I had this gift that was a curse all at the same time, right? I wanted to help people, and that was something that God gave it to me to see the future, but I was so afraid and didn't know how to channel it, right? You
Mm-hmm.
have to have the tools. And who am I speaking about it? Imagine telling someone you see things and you can't explain how, like, and they're facts and they're truths, right?
Yeah, and
So,
most of all, we are speaking about when you were very, very young.
yes,
So maybe in those years, it wasn't like today that you turned on YouTube and you would find thousands and thousands of videos of people who are psychic and mediums. So
yes,
sharing their experiences and even showing other people how to cope with that. So
that's right.
you must have felt very alone.
I did. And so it kind of goes and it stops and it goes, and it was just very mild. There was people like, majority was the people that I knew. And then there was one thing in my high school where, and, so for me, it was a physical reaction when things were happening. Like my hand, like if it was bad, my right hand would swell, like literally double the size. I felt all of this like internal. It's like I was nauseous, and different parts of my body meant different things. And so this situation happened at high school. I was so nauseous. My right hand was like swelling. I literally showed people, look, I said, please don't go to Burger King. Stay in the school yard. Don't leave. Something terrible is going to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I knew that
you had a feeling, you had a very strong knowing.
Yes,
but that time you didn't have a vision.
I didn't have a vision, but I knew that something at this location is going to be a tragedy. I didn't know what it was going to be. I could not predict what it was. I just knew that that was not a safe place to be. And of course, they thought I was nuts, like always, you know. And they all went, and they all come back shaking and crying, and there was a shooting.
Okay.
I mean, and then they looked at me like I was a little nuts. and so yeah, it laid heavy on me. I didn't want to know. I didn't want to I didn't want this. I didn't want to know the tragic. I used to say, I wish I could give people good news, not bad news.
Okay. I've got many questions, but Ken, do you want to go first?
Yeah. Well, Irene,
we are discovering, let's say that we are discovering with
right.
everybody else this.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Because I've known you, and I've seen stuff when we've physically been in the same place. I've seen some exciting things happening, and you know, so it must have been a scary experience. Did you want to repress those thoughts, or how did you deal with them, and were you able to turn it off and turn it on at will?
Oh, it was so complicated, and it got yes and no for me for a period of time. So it was very hard because I became a hairdresser, right? So the journey of it, I used to touch people and I saw their whole entire life. Wow. Like I could tell what they've been through, what they've struggled. I could tell where people like had an affair, literally an affairs. I'm like, your husband's cheating. Like, what? I said, oh, you're about to have a baby. And they're like, what do you mean? We've been trying to get pregnant for like 7 years. So those moments I didn't want to take away. I wanted to that continue, right? But the bad stuff that I could not control, I wanted to go away. And for a period of time, well, I have to tell you the worst, and where everything kind of changed. Like I could handle the casual encounters, and I shared with Sabrina one time. I got on a bus, and there was a bus driver, and I got on his bus 5 times, like literally 5 times, and the timing had to be so spectacular because the route is every hour. And imagine getting on that bus exactly at the same time. And he's like, are you still here? You're back again? He would literally like, are you stalking me? I said, no, I actually have a message for you. And the reason I'm appearing on your bus is because I haven't shared the message. And the issue with my intuition is that if I don't share that message in some sort of a way, again, I cannot share a message to somebody in a different country. So I had to sit down and like telepathically go, okay, John, please be careful. Please, watch your step, Mary. Be careful. Don't get so close to the stove. Watch your child. Like it was random. Like it was like a random, like 24/7 tragedies. And I would have to kind of sit there and visualize me sending that energy to them. Exhausting. And, I mean,
while you were building your business.
Oh yes, okay. Yes, all of that is, and the people are coming, and the noise, and saying hello to someone could put me through like a whole entire convulsion. It made me sick to my stomach, and again, it was a physical reaction. Sometimes it wasn't in this country or near me, like I would feel nauseous to my stomach, and I'm like, okay, somebody's just diagnosed with cancer. I don't know, of a stomach. That's how physical it was for me. So there's no random reason. It's just messages came to me like this, noise,
Constant
no,
downloads.
constant download. And so the last thing that put me over the edge was at work, and my arms swollen, my fingers tingling. I literally called every close friend, family member, warned them to be careful. I didn't know who is going to happen to. I just know there's going to be a tragedy, and I knew there has to do something with the right arm.
Okay.
I don't know. So even called an ex-boyfriend to like I haven't spoken to him, but like people that meant something to me. So I get home, and as I get closer to my house, I am more nauseous. I'm like really stressed, and I see ambulance, police, fire department, and I go up the stairs. I don't even know what was even happening there. I see the neighbor. Visually, I saw that he fell into the tub and his right arm and slashed it.
Okay.
So when I go in there, because the woman didn't speak English, I was translating. So before I even speak to her, I said A, B, C, D, F, G, and the police officer. Like I was crazy.
How do you know? How do you happen to know? What was your answer?
I said, I don't know. I just had this vision of it. I felt the whole day that something's going to happen to someone very close to me, and they were very close to me. And so that really shook me to the core. And I started looking for options and like talking to people a little bit about it. I had a close customer. She said, Irene, at UCLA, they have some sort of like a psychic, people that like speak to dead people. I mean, that happens to be mediums, and maybe they can help you control it. And I was so scared to go because I didn't want them to think I was crazy. I had children. I didn't know how people would react to it. And I have to go back to a little bit to my first car accident, because that was like life after death experience. And I went to the other side. Yeah. I saw the light.
Yeah, there will be a lot of coming and going because Irene went through more than one car accident. So
yeah,
what about this? Let's just make some time points on the line from this moment, about this vision that you were just telling about to us, to the first car accident. How long, how much time?
And it's I don't remember, but it connects to all of us. After that first, I was 23. I think he probably died like 4 years later. I didn't move into that new apartment until I was 25. So he probably was like 20, a little time passed by. I don't remember. It's been so long.
Years.
But my gift or curse at that time intensified from that experience. And actually, while I was from that car accident, I began seeing angels.
Okay, that's better. It's an improvement.
That walked with me. Yes, a guardian angel that walked with me for many, many years. From 23, that car accident, I want to say till about 30, I don't know, 33, 34. And I saw him physically, consistently with me.
Was it a big angel, or was it your size? What kind of?
No, it was the old man with the cane, like he was like this, like bent over, and he was like my protector. It was a very interesting feeling. It gave me peace. And when I saw him, he all of those visions kind of balanced out. Like he kind of calmed everything down. It's right. It's unexplainable, and I really thought I was losing my mind because I see this entity that I don't understand how to explain, and who is going to listen to me, right? And it was interesting. I was praying. I said, "Please, God, send me a person that's not going to judge me, but maybe support me and let me know that I'm not crazy." And as I did that prayer, people start coming forward that had similar experiences, and that made me feel a little bit better. Not great, but better. I knew that I wasn't going crazy, that other people also have these experiences. And it was very interesting. And the most interesting part about this, there's a couple came in that somebody recommended them to come to get the haircut. They were not even there for the haircut. The moment I did the haircut, but the message was completely different. They walked in and they said, "Hi, Irene, you were highly recommended." And he said, "Oh, hi." And I'm like, "Who are you talking to?" He said, "Oh, you don't see." And I almost fell off the chair. I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, I was like, it was like such shock. I said, "You mean you see him?" He said, "Yeah, he's so cool." It's like, he's so cool. I'm like, what in the world just happened? And yeah, he said, he's great.
One
He's here with.
second, I need to stop you, my darling. I mean, for so many years, this old man was walking on your side. Did you ever happen to have a dialogue with him, asking some questions or?
No, it wasn't. That relationship wasn't. It was understood that, like, I'm just here to protect you. We're not having any conversations. I mean, I just knew that I felt very safe, and I knew if there was like I don't know. I mean, I was still so young, in the car accident, divorce, and then I have this person walking with me.
So the angel, this man,
Yeah, guardian
appeared
angel, yes.
after the first accident, the first
Yeah.
car accident.
Yeah.
But did you have any premonition about that car accident?
No, I did not.
This
I
is
did
very
not.
interesting.
It's a lot of the stuff wasn't the intuitive stuff for me, yes, but simple things, but nothing like car accident, right? Like that no, there was no rhyme or reason. But let me tell, like, I mean, it's not that it's a premonition, but if you think of the first car accident, all what happened was there was some sort of intervention because my ex-husband tinted the windows and we had a whole entire fight about it that you can't see out. It was so dark, and the higher power for sure were protecting us, because if we did not have that layer of the glue and that paper that makes this the windows dark tinted, Monica would be dead. Okay. Because the way the car accident happened, they cut me off jaws of life, and the fire department told my mom that guardian angel is watching over your daughter, and then he appears. So, like, it was aligned for protection for me. I just didn't realize it, and so when that glass fell, it felt like a blanket over her, not like a stab. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was interesting. That whole car accident was interesting. I saw the car accident out of my body. I was on top of everything, towering. And then I came back to myself. I could feel like I jerked up. It was just the shock.
Oh, wow.
People say, like, oh, maybe it was hallucination. I have no idea what it was, but it was real to me.
Yeah,
it was
this is
real.
the point. It's not about hallucination. It's what you felt. This
I
was
felt
my next question.
Yes, yeah, it was really, really intense. And I shared that story for many years and then I stopped. But let's go to the next level. I mean, there's so many beautiful things
Next
that has.
level.
Oh yeah, there's a wait till I tell you this. So you know how you said, did you find something to help you uh kind of harness that energy? Well, yes. I start sharing with few people because I felt comfortable. I have this guardian angel, and it kind of put these people in front of me. And I shared a little bit with my client, and she called me. She said, Irene, let's go. I'm going to this class. She was also psychic. She said, let's go. We're going to go. We're going to learn how to laser focus this gift or curse, as I used to say, that they can help us protect ourselves. They're going to teach us how to not allow like negativity, or if it's too much for you, then we're going to protect our energy and our source. And you have to do this exercises there, and wow, it's like testing your
Yeah,
intuition. You have to
how far
trust
you
how
could
you
get.
can go, you can get. So this was really intense. So they put me in front of this woman, and we have to close our eyes, and we have to really just kind of meditate on this person. And there was like a row, probably six people, 12 of us, but six, because we had to have partnership.
One in
And
front of the other.
yes, that's, holding something. And I told her something a little bit about her and what's happening. And it was like on a dot, mourning her father, letting.
So you were learning to give readings.
Yeah, kind of intuitively, what is the higher power sending to you? Like, how do you, connect to different entities? And that doesn't come to me like that. I can't really do that. Like it comes to me in a different sense. I cannot focus on something and it comes to me. It just naturally appears if it makes sense. But at this exercise, I'm focusing on this woman, and he's going to prove it to you. I can't do that the same way. It was all superficial. My gift is authentic self, and that's how it comes to me. So I said, and the lady goes, okay, so what do you see? And I'm like, I see a mother that's crying, that mourning a baby about 3 to 4 years old that died of natural causes, but it was a weird thing that he was born with. I'm describing the baby with, like, now I'm saying to you, I see
Irene,
that.
but was it you telling her this, or she
I'm
telling
telling the
you?
teacher. I am telling our teacher.
Okay.
What do you see? And I said, dark hair. I'm literally describing this little boy, describing the toy. And this lady goes, it's nothing to do with me. As I said, I know. I'm picking up an energy from someone else in this room. It's a message for the mother. And I gave the name. I can't remember the name, and maybe I shouldn't remember the name at this point. And I said, your son is in a beautiful space with his grandmother. And I hear this woman sobbing. And I said, he just wants you to know that he's okay. You can let go of the grief and like find joy. And I'm like crying. I don't know what I'm saying. It was so intense. I was exhausted afterwards. And she's like, thank you, Irene. I've been waiting for the sign. I came here for that reason. And I, here you, like, we literally stood there and cried for like, I don't know, it seemed like forever. And I said, I'm so happy that I'm able to give this closure to you. I'm like teary eye as I'm saying it, because it's, at that moment, it felt like a blessing to be able to give a mother this closure, even though it's a huge responsibility. But I mean, so many years.
And this is what it's wonderful about you, because after so many years, you can still get emotional. And
I see the whole
because you can still feel what she was feeling and what the message brought to her.
Yeah. And from that moment, that was such a blessing compared to the neighbor. It was after the neighbor, like, already was kind of figuring it out. So one of the tools they told us is before we leave the house, especially with my career, I mean, Ken will understand, is that we touch people consistently. She said, imagine putting yourself in a bubble And then when you touch someone, even though you're touching them, but there's a barrier between you and them. And if you want that energy to come through you, then you remove yourself, and you're standing on that behind the chair alone, but you're not alone, but within yourself.
Without
but
the
if
screen.
you feel like this energy, stop the screen. But if you feel like the energy is going to be suffocating, but you don't want to know anything about this person, you just basically put yourself back into the bubble. And that really, really, really helped me. And for many years, I got no messages. And then I was walking on the street, and this lady stops me, old lady stops me. I don't know her from A to Z. And she goes, "Excuse me, I have a message for you."
Okay.
Oh, okay. He's like, can I tell you? It's like, I mean, I've done
I
it.
usually am the one who gives messages, but now I receive one.
And she said, "You were given a gift, but you're not using it."
This is what you told me.
She said that your daughter is struggling because you're not using your gift. The moment you start using your gift, your daughter will be better. I was like, what in the
How long ago was that, Irene?
Oh, many, many years ago, at least 20 years ago. And that scared me. And said, you have to figure it out how you're going to do this. So I came home. I was so scared. I pulled out my white candle. I got some salt. I don't know. Don't ask me. It's a ritual sometimes they do. White candle, some salt, some water, put it on a plate. I lit it and I said, okay, God, I am here for you. I will be your vessel. If you have a message for me, I will honor it and give it to whoever needs to hear it, receive it. I said, I am opening myself to you the way whatever. I said, God, I said, higher power, whoever is going to send me, I'm welcoming you, and I am going to receive it, and I will go to share it. And that changed everything for me. Incorporating that prayer, allowing the messages come to me as they need to come to me, and being able to putting myself in that protection mode, life became so much better. I relaxed. I wasn't anxious. And the messages, it's so funny. It came in completely different ways. Like I start picking up on dead people. I don't know how to explain it. I start having conversation.
Now she laughs. You see?
Because it's so crazy. Because now I'm remembering certain things, and I'm going to tell you without mentioning any names. But I used to.
I knew this was gonna be epic. I mean, this is just amazing.
There's so much, and now that I'm talking, because I don't talk about it often, there's just so many incredible, beautiful memories as well that I've given closure to people. But there's a building that I'm constantly used to pass by, and I used to go into this little pall, like this shaking, not like my car accident. It was a different kind of like shaking, and as like what I felt. There were ghosts in this building, and I felt like somebody died. There was some sort of tragic thing in front of this building. I didn't know. I saw, and in the crazy part, I saw bicycles. Oh, hundreds and hundreds of bicycles, and I saw bicycles, and when I would pass by, I see a bicycle, and I would start shaking, and I drove my daughter so crazy that she Googled if there was an accident in front of the building with bicycles. I mean, there was many car accidents, so I didn't understand why was this building like haunted. Really, I felt truly, really haunted. And I literally, like, when I passed by that building, please God, I don't want the messages. I don't want to share, because I had no clue what I'm supposed to do with it. It made no sense, this building. But I said, and then I said, okay, this is not working. I'm exhausted every time I pass by. And then one time I was passing with my sister, and she would think I was crazy. It's just, I don't know where she understands
because
about
we didn't ask you actually, but what about you telling your family? Did you ever tell them? No.
The one thing I told that I had that life after death experience, and they thought I was nuts. but it doesn't matter. It's all good. Look, it's not for
But
everyone.
is there anyone from, I don't know, from your father or mother side that had this kind of gift?
Not that I know. I don't know. Not that I know. So that car, like that car accident, you know, that
So
thing.
let's go back to that building. What
Yes, I'm
happened
going
then?
back to the building. So I said, I can't go to, like sometimes I would have to go around because I didn't want that energy because I would be like, it's exhausting because all the moment I pass by, I see visions of craziness that makes no sense. There's no message, it's just a vision.
Mhm.
And there's no point of where to go from it. So I came home one time and I said, okay, I have to pray on this. Like I have to tell the spirits that I am here with you. And I went back and I stood in, I got to really think what I'm going to say. And then I stood in front of the building and said, listen, cut it out. I'm exhausted. Stop with this nonsense. If you have a message for me and you want me to do something about it, I will take care of it, but don't just harass me. So I said, I release you from wherever you be. Like, I mean, this is like, I released you from wherever you're struggling. Please go to the other side. Everything is okay. I don't know. I didn't know it was okay or not. I just said, I give you permission to go to the next life. Like, stop being so hard on yourself. I mean, people are even good people feel guilt and they can't get to the whatever, I believe in life
to
after
other
death,
levels,
to
yes.
the other levels.
But
And
was
I
it
said,
one person, one energy, or was a lot of energies?
it's a lot of energies. It wasn't one thing. So I said, okay, guys, I'm done. Like, I can't do it.
Okay.
And it was happening for years, like for a few years. And let me tell you, I said, I honor you and I'm releasing you. So go live a great life wherever your next life is, because I believe in reincarnation. So, and I said, go. And after that conversation, we were good to go. And then when I saw bicycles, it was a pleasant experience. So I don't know, maybe probably there was a car accident in front of it with bicycles. I have no idea, but that building is gone. There's a brand new building there. I passed by. There's no energy. It's all
all clear now.
It was all clear. But yeah, and then I visited a friend in Florida. I went there to an event, and we're sitting in a table, and I'm picking up this energy, this name, and like my neck is being like choked, like I can't, like it's just this overwhelming feeling of somebody in the house lost a really dear friend by suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, guys, I'm sorry, I know it sounds crazy, but I have to share. There's someone here that's trying to connect with you and say that go ahead and live your best life. Stop crying on me. You've been there for me through thick and thin. And there's no, like, you're incredible. You're just beautiful human being. I'm okay. I'm actually in peace now. And I said, and I gave them like letters and the names and, this name. And yes, he died in a horrific way. He hung himself. There was a lot of depression and stuff. And it's hard. It's hard. The whole place when.
I mean, Ken, I don't know if you have some questions, but I am discovering a new Irene Vaksberg here. So I have a lot of questions because this is unbelievable.
Yeah, and this person's like, what in the world? And then
were you receiving the message directly to that person that had committed suicide, or you were just seeing things
from that person that committed suicide? Okay. And then I shared something else with someone else about a father that you have to be forgiven. You don't have to speak to them anymore, but you have to have that conversation and speak your truth, because I say, I don't know who is that specific person. And then I said, because I know you're always having you're coughing all the time, and your tonsils are really, like getting swollen because you haven't said your truth. And again, they're like, what the? you know, that we have that medium, Teresa from New York. Sometimes I felt like I was her because she's talking to the room. She does, it's not always a specific person. She's just throwing things out. And
Yeah.
these are people that I just met. I don't know them really well, but the energy again makes me sick to my stomach. If I don't share it, it makes me sick.
Okay,
So, and
so if one person came to you and asked you, can you give me a reading? You couldn't do that because
no,
it's not the way you work. It's not the
it's
way this gift works with you.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, even though sometimes when I touched, like if I'm touching a person, right, like so the hairdresser, yeah,
Yeah.
the gift is not narrow. It's like this. It comes to me in a completely different way.
Every
Uh,
time it changes.
it changes kind of. So I'll tell you something else. I was in Vegas. I mean, now there's so many stories, and I came up to a person. I mean, we actually became friends for 3 years. And this guy was getting married, and the other guy was like his best man, and he said something. Oh, this is my night out, and last hurrah! Like he was planning to cheat, and I turned around and I said, "Don't do it. Don't do it." I said, "You have something so special. It will destroy your life, and it's going to completely everything you have built." I said, "You need to go deal with your um, mother. You do not have to destroy your fiance because what you're doing is nothing to do with her. Is something that I said, I have no idea. I said, but don't do it. Call your mother and go have a conversations with her." And then the gentleman that I continued speaking to after said, "Thank you so much for saying that. It's true. His mother did not want uh, him to marry this woman, but she's incredible. And the mother created a lot of destruction and of
Conflicts.
conflict." And I said, you can't, you don't do this." And then this other guy, I kind of moved towards him and I turned around and I said, "You know exactly where I'm talking." I said, "You," and he took me away and we took like, I said, "You destroyed your marriage by one stupid mistake." And I said, "Your wife still loves you. There is hope." I said, "But you have to really become a completely different man than that you used to be and
So, but
honor her."
how did you happen to be there and meet these people? Were
I
you hanging out with other people or were you there?
just walking by with some friends, and this energy made me stop at this, whatever they
Okay.
were playing. Right? I don't know, but then and I mean, the second man, as I sat with him, like I could see his whole life. I could see his whole. Again, there's no rhyme and reason. And then we continued talking for a long period of time. Uh, this messages came to me that has never happened. Like for because most people leave me, right? But this was just kind of a continuation of this journey. Oh my God, I can go on and on. I saw another gentleman
Okay, one
on.
second, one second. Let us ask you some questions, yes? Because you can come back. This is just the beginning. You can be a
Okay, I
guest
have
as many
so
times as you
much
can.
more.
Yeah,
I have so much more.
we're gonna have collections of many episodes of you. And but you know, Ken, I keep asking you.
Yeah. Wow. Irene, I knew you were amazing, but I didn't know how much. You know, as a massage therapist, I understand, you being a hairdresser, and I've done massage therapy for close to 3 decades, and a lot
Yes.
of times as you lay hands on somebody, stuff like that happens, and I've many times I wonder like, oh my God, should I tell them? Should I tell them what I just
Yeah, me
what I
too.
just felt or saw? And you're like, Well, maybe I should, but then it, it's amazing what actually happens when you're in that close proximity to someone. So you amaze me again.
Well, thank you. But Ken, it is true. It's like sometimes there's so many difficult moments we see when we touch people, right? Like here's energy and it carries trauma. And what do you do? How do you do it? How do you say that you're a stranger? And I, thank God I have their number. Sometimes I would hesitate and I need to sit with it and say like gently, like this, just like you see so much trauma and mine was vivid. Like there was no censoring. It's like God thinks of the higher power there thinks, oh, I really can handle all this BS. So I would have to sit there with myself and say, where am I going to do this? How am I going to say this to this person? This is not the path you should take because it's going to lead to destruction. And or you should take this path. Like, I mean, that's something complicated. I mean, there's times that I've told people not to marry a partner because they're not good for them, that they're cheating or this is not the right place. I've saved many marriages to not to be married, and I've saved marriages by saying, "Listen, yes, you need this is valid." Like I don't know how to explain. It's just the it's sometimes it's not even, it's just a message. That's it. Like it's in conversation, but I sense something that I need to say, and if I don't, it used to make me physically ill. So I had no choice because I carry it with me. I had to release it.
Absolutely.
But it's sometimes this energy brings me to people. Like I was saying to you, I'll share this with you. Is that I saw this picture of a man on Facebook. And when I saw him, oh my God,
She laughs.
I felt
And
because
she laughs.
it's so weird. It's so weird what I'm about to say.
It's
He was
okay,
my
Irene.
he
It's
was
just
my
the three of
husband.
us, and it's fine.
He was, yeah, he was my husband in the past life.
Okay. Was he
He's my
aware of
husband
it?
in the past life. And he when we start talking,
Yeah.
like I connected with him and I said, there's something I have to say to you. Like, I was like, oh my God. He's very, he does Reiki. So he understands that dimensions and I learned a lot from him. And there was such a mutual understanding. And,
Was he a good husband in the past life?
yeah, he was. He was very loving and kind, and he did distant Reiki for me. And sometimes when I was in that trance thing, like he helped me a lot before I found the magic patch. And like there was sometimes this interesting connection that I saw the past life in that Reiki session, and he saw it too because it's a joint thing. So it was very interesting. And the way he lives now, like we've separated, like it was beautiful. Like it was that was very interesting how connected I felt from the picture, understanding that he was someone from my past life, and I truly believe it. I think in that, and that was such a powerful entity. And I like, two divorces, another relationship that like this man that like I had to, and actually with another person I had a past life with them as well. But if that life was not peaceful, this was the most peaceful husband that I had in my past life, not in the present time. So it was interesting, and I've done a little bit past life regression, and I went to this gentleman that like one of the top in LA, very expensive, but he said with this man that I talked about that wasn't even my husband, but felt like my husband. We were now a husband and wife. There was always someone in the way. Like we loved each other beyond. We're like soulmate, but could never actually be together. So all of that was very interesting. And when I met him, he like my body, like I could feel that the body was like my body so was rejecting it. But we had to go through that relationship because it made me who I am today. So the way he said, he's a person of, he's your teacher, not your like lover or your
Yeah.
partner. He is the teacher for you, so you can grow to become the woman that you're supposed to be. I mean, there's so much on this to discuss, and how people do come back to us, right? Like
Yeah.
the soul connects to something, but we definitely, I think they said like 12, 13 lifetimes we've tried, and none of that worked, and it didn't work at this lifetime.
Okay.
Wow. And he was definitely a teacher. But anyway, I
Wow.
gave you a lot.
What past life in what time? Do you know it? Do you see
Oh,
that? Could you see that? In what
with
time of history?
like 12 times, so beyond history. And then another, it's interesting that you asked, because
Yeah, because I also do past life regressions with some
well,
clients.
so that's amazing, because I did a very light one. I've done it few in many different ways, and this it's interesting because it all connects back to the car accident and the life that I live. Is she said to me, she did this past life regression. She said I was a gypsy. That yes, I have a very free spirit. But what interesting, she said I was a goddess in the Roman Empire era, and I could see her that dressed up like that, that gold and all of that, Roman stuff. And she said to me, you are leading women to their light, but without experiencing the darkness. And she said that it's great, but you're not doing it to your full potential. And then
because you're resistant. Because you are resistant to it.
No, it wasn't resistant, because I had to, the way the message came that and it's stupid per se, like why do we have to struggle before we can lead? But she said, because you haven't experienced the struggle, you're not authentically doing it. You have no connection to the loss, the sorrow, or the pain. And
so 2 divorces and 1 first car accident was not enough. Not enough.
So it's so interesting. It didn't connect until the second car accident, because God told me, I met Jesus. Yes, I'm Jewish. I do have conversation with Jesus. It was that. We can talk about that another time. And he said, you can't stay here. You have to go back on earth, because your daughter's gonna need you. Your mother's not gonna be able to help her. You have to go learn. Then you're gonna have to teach, and you're gonna bring people to their light, into their higher power. Made no sense to me. I knew that I had to learn, but those things came really fast, and there was some lessons that I have to teach people. But the second car accident was full circle. I was sitting with Kim, the lady that found this technology, and I was like doing my little videos, and all connected. It all connected. I understood the pain. This is the light. This is what I'm living now. Is now I had the experience. I've lost everything. I've lost my power, my mindset. I had to rebuild myself from scratch. But I was telling people you can do it without doing it within myself. Like, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had to go through the loss and understand how to surrender, to be able to speak from experience, really tough experience. But now I am a full goddess that can actually lead people to the light.
Yeah.
And
that's wonderful.
It was so powerful.
And she gets emotional. And she's,
of course.
I love you so much because you get so emotional.
It is. Because at that conversation, I understood why I was saved. Mm-hmm. I understood the message even deeper. I understood why this technology came to me the way it did. Mm-hmm. And I lost myself because I identify as a hairdresser, right? Yeah. And that's no longer that community. There's no longer that emotional connection. And I had to find it in a different way, but I'm still, I can speak from the heart.
What about the angel? So after the first car accident, it came and it stayed with you for years.
Years.
What about the second car accident? You came back from that.
The
Was
guardian
he still there?
No, the guardian angel left me. I have to say to you, I don't know, 33 years old. I did not see him anymore. Got married, and it felt like I guess the way I understand, for me, that he felt I've done so much work on myself and I'm in a good place. I was happy, and he left. Like I felt like I didn't need him anymore.
Okay.
And it was fine. I walked in peace.
And what about after the second car accident? Because you were not in a good place there.
He never came back. But I also believe that everything that took me to the second car accident was the lessons that I have learned. Everything that I've been through with my daughter, the divorce, the the second divorce as well. The other man that I just described, that was like the soulmate that we could not be, the lessons that I've learned from him, that I knew what I was doing. Like I understood that what to do, the therapy that I've done, the letting go, making peace that, me, myself, and I is good. So it felt like I didn't need him. Like he did everything he could to give me the tools that I needed, and I was safe. But it's so weird. The other day I physically saw his face. He's not here with me, but periodically it pops up in conversations, and I think of him, but I don't see him.
And when
anymore.
you think of him, you can feel him, can you?
Yes, yeah. And he's like here with us. Like, oh, whoa, see, it just the energy just came through. I wasn't shaking from the shaking. I was just sometimes comes through that way. So so it's full circle, right? That first conversation with God, and this lady's telling me, and then having a conversation with Kim, understanding in that conversation, I had that breakthrough. At that time, it was a sock, and the sock was the guiding tool that gave me to be able to heal myself within myself, that and be able to now say, look, I am the goddess. I survived. I survived, and now I'm, guiding you with the whole gear. It was so very vivid, Roman era, with that stick, and I was the power in a good way, not in a bad way.
Yeah.
And now that power is coming through my voice.
It's about inner power.
Inner power, yes, yeah. So it's been an incredible journey with all of this metaphysical, physical, coincidence and things that meant just to be synchronicity. And I don't believe in coincidence. I think everything happens for a reason. And I know that if it wasn't for my car accident, I would not know you two beautiful souls. And people constantly ask me on these shows, would you rather not go through that painful moment? No. Because I would be a completely different person. It's not a curse anymore. It's actually a gift that I take pride in, because it has helped me heal on levels that I could never imagine. It gave me a voice that I really never seeked for. I was so happy behind the chair. But the interesting part of all of this, when I look back, my customers constantly told me, Irene, you need to go be a motivational speaker. You need to go do TED Talk. I'm like, me a TED Talk? My English is not good. My English is not. But public speaking was like, I'd rather have a root canal. Like I said, relax, girl. I'm really good behind the chair. All the jokes land. All the inspiration is on point. But me over there, no, thank you. No, thank you. I'll leave it to the professionals. But now I realize you don't have to be a professional. You just have to be your authentic self. And the difficult moment, like this Friday, is so special for me that we're doing this. Is that
what's going to happen? Let's say, because nobody maybe knows what you do on Fridays. You do everything every day, but what happens on Fridays?
Yeah. So I celebrate every single little step and every journey that I've been through the week. And I'm so grateful to it. And people don't celebrate the little steps, right? They celebrate the big things, and I want you to go as small as you possibly can. That you got out of bed and you stand up, and you could not do this for a month, and you went back to bed. I don't care. That's success. Like, that's extreme. Trying a new manual. I don't know, because people say, well, I haven't accomplished my list, but your list is too big anyway, and you're last on it, or you maybe not even. So I want to bring it all back to our own self, that even if you don't see anything to celebrate you, that you're alive and you're kicking. But it's a full circle, right? It's a full circle. It's from me being bullied, making fun of, to really, like, I'm an awe. As you know, I'm on a cover of magazine, and a pretty big cover magazine.
You received how many prizes last year?
Oh,
you went to where? Scotland?
Europe. I went to UK. I got awarded 2 years in a row, was nominated 4 years in a row. But the Conversation magazine, to be included with such powerful people, and then there's me, it's such an honor. And
because you are the goddess now.
Thank you. Well, yes, I understand that, but all of that has to be broken down to understand it, right? And then I was on the live with Cyrus Webb, and he supported me. He was like one of the third person to interview, but I had no idea what I'm going to talk about or how to even talk about it. I was chosen to be 25 people you should know in 2026. And all of this goes back to that conversation with God. This is the light. This is how I'm going to do. My story is written in that magazine and many others. But I'm saying that full circle, right? You have to understand, to value where you are. And that's word of celebration. The difficult moments, what makes us, not the joyful ones, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I also struggled a lot in understanding that we have to go through struggle to really connect also with other people, to their struggles.
Yeah.
I was not liking that concept for a very long time.
Right.
But as you said, if I were to go back, I wouldn't change anything in my life, even though I had to go through very heavy and hard stuff. Maybe what would you let's not talk about me, but what would you tell and advise your younger version, if you could go back and give yourself an advice? What would you tell yourself?
Oh, I don't know. That question constantly being asked. I mean, the only thing the only thing I can say is you're a rock star. You know, even when you were giving up, you weren't giving up. You keep going. You will survive and you'll thrive. And hey, you'll be on the cover of magazine. I don't know. I never wanted that. But, you know, the future will be really bright. Even though a lot of it you have to do it. I had to do it alone. Like, people didn't believe in me, you know. Or even like people say, what about your family? Well, my family doesn't understand me. I mean, they're supportive. They're great. But they don't understand me. So I really had to go. You know, I've done this not alone, but in the beginning, I had to walk with me, myself, and I, and believe in my dream from 11 years old that I'm going to have a salon. Believe in my dream that I can create a beautiful life after divorce. Believe in myself that second divorce didn't define me. Believe in myself that I will get my daughter where she needs to be, and she will be in a good place, whatever that means. So, you know, all of those things. And also, as I was saying, oh, yes.
We lost Ken.
Oh, come back, Ken.
Yeah.
Also, one more thing I'm going to say is that I've also learned that some of the things we don't have to learn our own experiences. We can learn from other people's experiences. And that also is okay. But I think the core life where I learned from my own is other people's experience helped me navigate those difficult moments. So it's combination of both other people's experiences and your own that makes us who we are. And, you know, a book that I'm just going to throw this out a few is the Celestine Prophecy really changed my life. I've read it many ways, and that's one of the places from this book that I really understood that the other world and what's happening to me, for me, and how the environment connects and the energy we pick up is beautiful.
You know what you made me think? Sorry to interrupt you. No,
it's okay.
I'm so sorry. But through all the things that you lived and the way these messages come to you. I've been more and more thinking about the movie Ghosts.
Oh, yes, yes,
So
yes,
with
yes.
Whoopi Goldberg, and
Yeah,
apparently she couldn't control her gift, but it
yeah,
was just her way to receive the messages.
that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
And she couldn't
yeah,
stop it, because when the guy wants her to give the message, she
yeah,
didn't want to in the
yeah.
beginning, but she had to, because he wouldn't let her go
God,
on.
yo, yeah. And that's another book that really made me think, oh my God, I'm okay. This is normal. I'm normal. I'm not crazy. Other people are crazy. They don't believe in it. I'm just joking. Many Lives, Many Masters by Dr. Brian Weiss. I've read
Nice.
like 6 or 7 books of his. I was
Yeah.
obsessed with it, his books.
Have you
And
ever
he
thought
really,
about training with him? Have you ever?
well, no, I didn't. I mean, he's really old. I'm not even sure what he's doing now. But I've read his books. It gave me a lot of insight. And
Yeah.
there was a book about a little girl that she lived in America, but her past life was in Ireland.
I think I've read that. I don't know if it was about his first patient going back to a past life. I don't remember
Well,
that.
so Many Lives, Many Masters was the first patient.
And she
Um,
was also,
she had 17 past lives, and all of the issue was here. But the interesting part of it, he kind of created the hypnotherapy. He was like one of the
wow.
first doctors, and this
Yeah.
woman was part of his trial. But the interesting part that he's like a Jewish person, and really doesn't believe in the past lives, and
Mhm.
his own research really triggered him,
Yeah, yeah.
because what he was seeing, he couldn't believe it, and a religious level as well. So it was very interesting to read. And but he could not debate what the things she was telling him. The messages from his son and the grandfather and the father, his father, was insane. Highly recommended. It
Yeah.
gave me peace. And there's actually a way to
What about
meditate.
Dolores Cannon? Have you ever read her books?
No,
Because she
but
also started as a hypnotherapist to assist her husband, who was a hypnotherapist.
oh
And
wow,
then her husband had an accident. He couldn't practice anymore. So she replaced her husband, but she was doing normal hypnotherapy. And then suddenly one patient goes back to another life,
wow,
and then gives her some messages. And then she kept, she has written tens of books, dozens of
amazing. Yes.
books, because every client would give her the continuation of the
Of this.
message that the previous one they didn't know had started.
Wow, yeah, it's interesting. But Dr. Brian Weiss, I mean, he's a therapist, he's a
Yeah.
psychiatrist. Like this like he's one of the top of the top of the
Yeah,
top.
I've
I mean, it's
read that book
great.
many years ago.
Yeah. So many. So it's really amazing. But I've done the like hypnotherapy, like kind of hypnotize your own self, and I've elevated out of my body. That scared me. Yeah, I was like, I don't. No, thank you. I'm done. I'm good.
I mean,
I
but
can't.
this is you. It's not about hypnotherapy,
Yeah.
because when I have sessions with other clients, other people, they don't go out of their body. Actually, with
Oh
one
yeah. What?
therapist, it happened, but because he's also a psychic and a medium, but that's different. It's
Oh.
because it's him.
Yeah. So I was like, no, thank you. I stopped reading the last, like, I didn't, yeah. It was good. It made me scared, because and now and then you start like you want to come back. Oh, I mean, I have so many. I
We have to
I
go
probably
back
have to go.
because it's 1 hour has passed, and you told
Yeah,
us that you
yeah,
were
I have to go.
very busy, you had
Yeah,
other things to do.
but
But
I'm going to tell you, and then I'll come back and share more. I've actually had people that came into my body without my permission.
oh, that's for another episode then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So let's let people know, how can they find you? Where would you like people to find you? What's your best platform?
Probably Facebook. It's the easiest to connect. Yeah, I have
Okay.
stories.
Yeah, she
Oh my
has.
God, that was creepy. That was creepy. That was hard. That spirit was tough. But anyway, I'll save it for
Well,
next time.
this is gonna
No, so
be to be continued,
I'll say,
yes?
Trillion. Yes,
Beautiful.
absolutely. And I'll have more time that we can talk about. But yeah, this was so great. Oh my God, guys, this was lovely. I haven't talked about this in
Epic.
such a long time. Epic. For me, it's released it like it's no more secret.
And again,
but
I will
yes.
produce a lot of hearts.
Oh, you do it yourself. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
This
Thank you
was
very
fabulous.
much. Yeah, thank you, Irene.
Oh, thank you
Ken.
both.
Amazing. That's all I can say.
And let's remind our audience to subscribe to our channel, mine and Irene, because I'm going to create a collaboration. And if you have also some stories of awakening, consciousness, whatever, and you want to be a guest, just contact us. There will be the contact in the description of this video. And as Ken always reminds me, also click on the little bell so that when I upload new videos, you will get notifications.
Yes, I have to remind
Absolutely.
myself too. Yes, that's important to click on that little notification.
Yeah.
Thank you. You were so amazing and gracious, and thank you for letting me just talk. I appreciate you.
We loved it.
Thank you.